Hello, everyone. I am Kazutaka Irie, Executive Officer at Line Planning Center. Today, I would like to talk about product management of Line with various dilemmas. So first, I'd like to ask you a question about Line, this product. What is the image and impression about Line product that you have in your mind? This is a valuable opportunity. I would like to ask this question directly to you to conduct user interview. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation this year, this is an online event with a video pre-recorded. This is very unfortunate. However, I had some feedbacks from some of you, and then first answer that I believe I received from many of you is that the Line is really a message app. And maybe some of you wonder if Line has any other aspect. Well, actually, Line has another phase, that is its aspect as a service platform. As you can see some examples on this slide, Line is not only a messenger app, but in various areas and genres is offering different types of diverse services and businesses. And then on your smartphone, Line is installed. That's a precondition for these services to be available for you to use. And then that is not only our own services from Line per se, but then there are other third parties and other businesses services which are available in a very wide range of way on Line platform through official accounts or mini apps. So today, I'd like to talk about the dilemmas facing Line product management. That is also said, in other words, a dilemma between the aspect as a communication infrastructures and another aspect as a service platform on the single application that is Line. So today I'd like to once again talk each of the two aspects, Line as a messenger app and Line as a service platform. And after that, I'd like to discuss about the dilemmas and how we as a product management team are trying to address those dilemmas. First of all, Line as a messaging app. Well, I think it goes almost without explanation for you. Probably all of you know that Line is really truly part of communication infrastructures in Japan and then other countries. Of course, talk room and chats are main features used for communication, but also voice call and then timelines are part of that. And then not only closed communication recently, open communication through open chat feature, for instance, are being available. The scale of user base is huge. Across the world, the services of Line are being used, and we are amongst the countries of the world focusing on Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, and Indonesia, these 4 countries. In these 4 countries, the total monthly active users number is 166 million. We are celebrating 10th anniversary since the beginning of Line, and then these many users are using Line every day. So that, with that as a background, sometimes I am asked the following questions. Line is an already completely completed product, is that right? There is no more need to add features, no room for any further improvement, right? However, that is not right. As we use Line every single day, just very usually, we don't notice it really. But while you may feel that you are using it in the same way, Line's usage patterns change every year and demanded needs are ever more diversifying. Even if I talk this way, perhaps you don't have a clear image of what I am talking about. So I would like to take one clear example. These three numbers on the slide show the changes in the usage patterns of LINE, which are caused by changes in our lifestyles and behavior under the COVID-19 pandemic. 29% from the left-hand side. That's the increase of the usage volume of LINE chat. The middle one, 34%. That's LINE video calls utilization increase in volume. And 62% growth. What made this big growth? That's a group call utilization volume of LINE. So multiple people can have a call ongoing at a time together. That's a group call. So now it is not possible to go together easily to meet and chat face to face, and like the past. In a very short period of time, LINE's usage patterns dramatically changed. To go along these changes, LINE call feature evolved so much in a short period of time. Of course, the user interface became better, but also a series of new features have been released one after another in the past few months so that you can better enjoy your calls. For example, multiple persons can have a call together and also enjoy online video at the same time. Now I'd like to talk about the LINE as a service platform. Our LINE's corporate mission includes the phrase closing the distance. Of course, it means that, as I said earlier, by utilization of the power of communication, we would like to close the distance between people. But not only that, it means closing distance between people and everything like services, goods, and contents by the power of technology. As I touched upon at the beginning of my presentation, we at LINE are working in very diverse areas and financial entertainment and gourmet and shopping, travel. In all these diverse genres and areas, we are providing businesses and services and in order to achieve this closing the distance goal. I talked about the communication as an example about the usage pattern changes of group chats and video calls. Now, as once again, we cannot go out easily like before. What has changed is not only how we communicate. Needs for what you enjoy at home, like videos, manga, food delivery, and takeout rather than dining out, those needs have increased as well. And of course, awareness about healthcare and health heightened very much. So we can say that needs for other services than communication are now higher due to the current pandemic situation. However, when you look at the actual users' behavior, you can see that the number of utilization of many of our services are far less than the huge number of LINE's active users. So although we are offering services for which there are needs from users, they are not known nor used. This means that relative to the huge user base of LINE, the LINE platform has perhaps not yet been able to deliver its full potential. LINE, as an already widely used as a communication tool, to improve it for better user friendliness or enhance LINE's features as a service platform whose potential has not been fully delivered. What should be our priority between these two? What is required to LINE product managers is not one or either of them, but both. Therefore, we are facing a very complex dilemma of making both of them compatible on a single platform, LINE, and deliver them to the users in a better way. Looking back, LINE users base has been growing very fast. We can even say too fast, perhaps. As you can see on the slide, well, these are slightly old data, but the fact that the cumulative number of registered users exceeded 400 million persons only 3 years after the beginning of LINE in 2003. And then in 2001. And proportionally to this sharp user base growth, many services have been launched on LINE platform, and the complexity of LINE application kept increasing every day. But is it correct to say that having many services and contents available only increases the complexity and brings no value? We believe the answer is no. The problem is not that there are many services and features available, but the problem is that the users cannot find or use what they want right away. While it is the ideal, it has not been materialized yet. That's the true problem. Therefore, in order to resolve these problems, home screen was created as one of the newer creations. In addition to the already existing LINE friends list, official accounts, services, stickers, theme shops, and these 5 tabs are part of this home screen. And from these multiple tabs, users can find what they want from these categorized tabs based on their purpose. That was our trial. However, this initiative was not really successful because many users heavily use the friends list that is displayed at first, but they didn't really bother opening other service tabs. And the number of users and access to the other tabs than from the friends list was far less than those of the friends tab. So our goal of a promotion of a services utilization was not really successful. However, in other words, users really heavily value the friend list on the line as a communication tool, and they heavily use that friend list. So should we continue to promote the user's utilization of other tabs and other services? Is it possible to achieve that without undermining the user experience in the communication? And then, we created this home screen, and only just 1 year after that renewal, should we do one next renewal already? In our team of product management, we had a lot of headaches and the dilemma. After a lot of discussions, we decided to address the next challenge. LINE home screen did a major renewal of UI to achieve this current one. This new home screen has a certain number of characteristics, and the most special one is that the friends list, which used to be the default view, is now folded so that the users' access to services and contents are much shorter.
If you have services you use so often, you can pin it on the home. That's a customization. And not just to show the service list having the icon and the service name. They can actually see and understand what kind of services are provided and what kind of contents are provided, what kind of experience they can do. Now we can show those contents to the users, and then stamp ranking, which is very popular among the teenagers, and then music, the friends are listening, and the open chat. The user's social graph is featured here, and then these contents are recommended. However, not all the service contents are displayed and communicated here on this page. Then we need to look at the user attributes, the age and the gender, and if we have the contents along with the social graph of the users, which is better, what kind of content should be recommended so that we can have the high attention from the users. We are still doing the trial and error. And furthermore, these contents are recommended, and we have to prevent a lot of the services are spreading all over the screen. So we have to have the very high accurate personalization. So on top of this lines of talk list, have you seen this banner on top of this screen? Home contents area backend is having the same contents recommend engine as this banner. So for this banner area, this is the core screen for the user communication experiences. So this is a very severely selected and excellent contents are provided here. And in the Home tab, we recommend a much wider area of content so that people can see the new services and contents. And we hope we can understand more about the users' preferences through learning those users' attitude and preferences. After making these initiatives, what kind of change happened to the numbers? So the one you see now on the slide is the home screen. We used to have the 5 tabs on this home screen. And often users come to this home screen, and then before only 16% was making access to the new contents. But with the new home screen, the usage of the service rate went up to 28%. But as you can see here, the friends list is folded, and the user can easily go to these various services. However, still 72% of the user visiting this home screen are not making access to any of the services. So we had the very drastic changes, but we still have a long way to go. So we also have to make another kind of trials and error. And not just thinking of Japan, we also have to think of the other countries. The UI might be the same, but the user needs and services are slightly different from one country to another, and then some country has its own contents. So our monthly active user is 166 million, as I said, which means that the 166 million kinds of needs of users are existing. So we have the very large volume of the user's needs, and there are so many things that we have to do. So what should we do? What is the next step? What kind of mechanism will be more effective? We have a limited number of the resources and then time. We have to pick the right one to proceed the idea. So that is also one of the dilemma we have as a product manager. Well, I've been talking about the communication service platform and communication side and the service platform conflict at line. But let's change the perspective. This communication and services can coexist. Maybe we can have the better fusion of these two. So we had our own challenge from that point of view. So here I would like to introduce the case, Line and the Line Music initiative. When we launched the Line Music service, the music should be shared in the talk room and then played seamlessly. That is a feature. And Line's feature is a talk and the Line Music pieces. It's good for the fusion, and then it will stimulate more communications among users. That's what we expected. But contrarily, if the free trial period is over, then the number of download of the music went down, and then active user number also went down. And some people say Line has a large number of users. So if you utilize that talk, you can grow the Line services. However, we really have to understand the user needs exactly. Otherwise, even though we have the connection of the other features of the Line and Line Talk, we cannot enjoy the good result. So if that doesn't work, what kind of a synergy we can have between Line and Line Music? So we thought about this very thoroughly and came to this idea. Line's profile can have your own BGM from the Line Music. That is a new user experience. So that's called the profile BGM. For students and young users, it will be it is well accepted as a way of self-expression, and with this BGM, a lot of new communications were generated. So this profile BGM feature is released, and then the Line Music application download number went up, and the active users number also went up even after the free trial period. And not just by this own feature, but the Line Music is the second music distribution services in Japan, and it will stimulate the user communication, and the service usage is going up, and so as a result, we could enjoy the synergy between these two. This is a very good example. So other than this Line Music, there are some other cases. So now you see the live image is being directly played in the talk room. So this is distributed to the Line official account, and when you are in the talk room, you can see it being played. So this is also a very good example. And recently released feature is the next one. For your friend's birthday, you want to give the Line gift or stamp or theme shop product with this feature. So this is a present feature. If it's a birthday, this is a special moment. And Line service, like a gift or stamp and theme. These purchases will be promoted, and by giving the gift, it can offer you the new experience of communication. So that's what we are expecting to happen. So as you might understand right now, Line is not a complete product. So Line is a communication tool, and Line as a service platform, and in between these two, there is always a dilemma, and we have to think how we can solve this with the many possible solutions, and we need to focus on what will be the most effective, and then take action accordingly. So that is also another dilemma. So a lot of users are using our product, and then Line Product Manager is supposed to do a lot of things as its role and responsibility. And we, as a product manager, cannot make the product all alone. So in order to make a product successful, we have to work with the engineers, designers, and the business owners, and then globally speaking, Taiwan, and Indonesia. There are team members in Line in those countries as well, and we have to work with them to push the project forward strongly. So fortunately, not just Japan, and in Japan we have Tokyo and Fukuoka, Kyoto development site, and in Taiwan, Indonesia, of course, Korea and China, even in Vietnam, we have a development site, and all over the world, we have 9,400 members of our team, and the product manager is leading them to pursue the project, to come up with a better product. That is the product manager's role and responsibility here at Line. So with the COVID-19, the environment is drastically changing right now. So your life must be changed in the past year. And the users' usages are also changing. And particularly this situation, Line becomes a very important communication tool, and then important as a service platform as well. That's what I feel. So users are struggling and suffering from the current situation, but in order to make it better, we need to address those dilemmas and challenges in the future. That's my presentation. Thank you very much.